So how long does it take to file a missing persons report when a loved one disappears? For the family of Carol Ann Cole of Kalamazoo, 34 years. Last night at 11 o'clock, Target 8 took you inside the investigation that finally identified that teen and brought her body home from the Deep South, where she was known as Bossier Doe. Well, brand new this morning, police in Louisiana say they likely would have identified her remains long ago, saving her family years of misery had she only been listed as missing. Here's Ken Colker.
The problem is Carol Ann was not in any type of database. I'd never seen her before. And I pretty much thought I saw every missing person from about 1970 to 1981.
Every missing person?
Every female, every white female missing person I have looked at in a database.
In what area?
In Canada, all over the United States.
Oh, you're talking
Mexico.
like North. Oh.
I've looked at a couple from Australia.
Lieutenant Shannon Mack started working the cold case last year. The mystery of the unidentified remains of a girl discovered in January 1981 in Bossier Parish, Louisiana. She had a composite of a face based on the skull, photographs of her clothes, dental records, even DNA from the pulp of her teeth. But a match was not possible, at least not through traditional means. Carol Ann's sister, Jeannie, says her grandmother tried filing missing person reports almost immediately in Texas, where Carol Ann was living with her mom, and in Shreveport, Louisiana, where she was last known to stay. She says she tried herself in the 1980s and 90s.
Nobody would take a missing persons report, and something needs to change there.
She wanted her sister listed in NamUs, a relatively new national database that tries to match missing persons with unidentified bodies. But she couldn't without an official missing persons report. Her sister wasn't even in the FBI's National Crime Information Center. And would it have helped if she had been in there earlier?
It would have, because it would have matched her height, her weight, the time period she went missing, her gender, her age, and it would have kicked us back an NCIC hit and said, hey, you might want to look at this person. So yeah, it would have helped.
NamUs is a federally funded program that lists nearly 10,000 unidentified bodies across the U.S. and 11,000 missing persons. That includes about 300 unidentified bodies and 400 missings in Michigan alone. A NamUs director believes there are hundreds more unreported missings, in part because police don't always take the reports, though he says that doesn't happen as often as it used to. He says it's often a question of jurisdiction.
So I can see that they might be a little reluctant if they felt there's no local tie, because the family's going to expect some action out of that agency, and quite honestly, there might not be a whole lot that they can do.
Finally, in February, Kalamazoo Township Police took Carol Ann Cole's missing persons report as a courtesy, even though that department had nothing to do with the case. As it turns out, though, it was Facebook and a Craigslist ad, not that missing persons report, that led to the identification.
People ought to be able to report somebody missing from whatever jurisdiction just to get somebody in a national database, and we'll figure out where she went missing later.
That was Ken Colker reporting. NamUs open to the public so you can check lists of missing persons and unidentified remains yourself. It is set up to even take DNA from family of missing people at no cost to see if it matches with the DNA of unidentified bodies. We have a link to the program. It's on our website right now, woodtv.com.